As you can see in the title, man, the trifecta is back and better than ever. Welcome to the Fundamentally Sound podcast. I am your host, joined by my two brothers for life, Austin and John. My name is Nick. Welcome to the podcast. If this is your first time, make sure you guys subscribe to us on YouTube. But today, I'm gonna let you guys introduce themselves if you guys haven't met them. So, Austin, why don't you go ahead and start us off, man?
Yeah, brother. I'm Austin. If you watch any of our videos on YouTube, I'm the other host. So yeah, just go watch other videos. I'll just say that, and you'll know who I am. Period.
Say less. John, you're up, man.
All right, what's everyone? I'm back, John Merriman out here in Arizona. Happy to be back with all three of us together, finally on the same episode. It's not the same as being in person watching a game or watching a movie together, but the best we can do right now.
For sure. For those of you who may not know, we're all split up, but we were trio to mess with in Corpus. Me and Austin started out undergrad along with John, and John left us, unfortunately, but we're all doing well so far. John's out in Arizona, me and Austin still in Texas, so I'm just happy to be back with the boys, man. I'm just happy to be back. Mark, y'all remember Mark?
My boy, Mark, man. I was just about to comment back to him.
Hey, what's up, Mark? Yeah, we're back, man. We're back for a little basketball episode for y'all, so hopefully y'all stay tuned and enjoy. Listen, we're not going to waste no time, all right? I'm going to share my screen. Got a little pick 'em for all the fans out there that were here last week. Basically, what it is you got 6 NBA players. Give them one characteristic, trait, physical attribute that they're missing, and then you pick the best out of these 6. Just going to go through them real quick. Joel Embiid with KG's mentality, Kyrie with LeBron's height, Cat with Ben Wallace's defense, Russ with Curry's shooting, Dame with Gary Payton's defense, and then PG with Mamba mentality. Austin, I'm going to let you start this one off, man. I'm gonna go last. John, you go second. First thoughts going into it, and then select your best player.
All right, so it's really hard, but I gotta go with Cat. Honestly, this guy. Okay, so I saw him play in real life, and I definitely think he made more of an impact in that game than I've ever seen. But it kind of showed off his skills. This man can dribble, he can pass, he can shoot. He can shoot contested shots. Like, he doesn't need space. He doesn't need to be spot up, like, open, But I just think that out of everybody on here, if Cat literally had Ben Wallace's defense, he would be the perfect big ever. Ever. Like, this man, you can sit here and say, Joel Embiid with KG's mentality, that would be the same. But, like, at the end of the day, man, Cat's got it all covered on offense. If you give him that defense, it's ridiculous. That's Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, and MVP all in one.
I couldn't agree more. John, what you got, man?
So I got 2 that stuck out to me right away. And so I'm going to go, and they're both on the bottom. So I'm going to go Russell with Curry shooting. And then PG with Mamba mentality. I'll start with Russ, just because Russ already averages 20-plus points a game, averages 10 assists, 10 rebounds. He's already Mr. Triple-Double while shooting 28% from the three-point line and everywhere else he shoots, right? So he's already chunking up the ball 50 times a game. Just think if he made like 40% of those, easy 50 points a game. Easy. He's already super athletic. No one is match his athleticism, at least at that size.
He already thinks he's Curry.
Yeah, he thinks he's Curry. Has the confidence, but does not make a lot of shots. But he's playing better this year, I think. But I think if he could have a high shooting percentage, oh my goodness, that would be unstoppable. No one can guard him now. They just let him shoot. And then PG with Mamba mentality, like, he has the confidence, like, he knows he's good and he thinks he's good and he thinks he's one of the best players in the NBA. But he just doesn't have that, killer attitude like Kobe did. Mm-hmm. But if he had that attitude and he could just play, he has all the skills, he has the size, he's athletic, he plays defense, he can score on offense, he can handle the ball. He could be I'm gonna say before pre-injury in Indiana, he was up there, top 5 player in the NBA, and he was there going neck and neck with LeBron.
I would say
You
that.
know, those Indiana Pacers teams have always been good, but when he was leading those teams, he was always facing LeBron, and he was the biggest challenge that he would face in the playoffs. And so I think if we had Indiana Pacers, Paul George with some Mamba mentality, oh man, that's a wrap. Indiana could have made it to an NBA Finals.
Y'all both have some great points. I mean, before I even go into mine, like Austin, like I don't think everybody understands how underrated Cat is. Like
It's ridiculous.
And I think it's because of the whole drama / like soap opera that went on with Jimmy Butler and all this idea that they created about how he was like super soft in the locker room and all this. He is a do-it-all big man. I mean, besides possibly Jokic, he is probably the most skilled big man in the game.
I really think that he could be Jokic if he actually looked to pass. Like
Right.
he's more relied on the offensive end in terms of scoring. He doesn't need to pass. Like, you know what I mean? He needs to get buckets. But
Sure.
he could definitely do what Jokic does if he had what Jokic had.
Definitely. And I think Ben Wallace's defense, like I already think he's not even a bad defender. Like
Nah, he block shots.
he's not a bad defender, but if you give him Ben Wallace's defense, bro, I was looking at Ben Wallace's career averages today. He averaged like 9, 4, and 5,
Yeah.
but is a Hall of Famer. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's so sad. And people say why like people are just like why isn't why is Ginobili even being considered for the Hall of Fame averaging 13 points? Do you see who's in there now?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy what Ben Wallace is doing on defense. So I agree with you 100%. I like Cat. I think he's going to be my top 2 when I'm thinking about this. I like the Russell pick, John. I like it. The only problem is even if you give him Curry shooting, like I don't know, like it's something about Russ's mentality that like bothers me. Like it doesn't translate to. So like that's what would kill me with Russ, and his confidence would go like through the roof. It's already through the roof now, but like imagine if he could confidently shoot like Curry. I don't like it as far as team basketball, but that's a monster that you create if you give him that. I'm gonna give it to PG. I'm gonna have to, because if y'all think about it, that's literally like it. That's all he needs. He is known for being a fraud, like in the playoffs, at the late in regular season games. Like if you give him Mamba mentality, I'm saying it right now, he's a top 3 player in the league. Easily. I mean, his skill set matches a KD. His defense matches a Giannis possibly. Like he can switch 1 through 5 if he needs to. Literally, the only thing he's missing is a Mamba mentality. So I like the PG pick, but Cat is definitely a strong number 2. Now, I want y'all's input on the Dame pick. Why are we not giving Dame any love?
Well, first off, can I ask you? So, is this season any kind of redemption in your eyes for PG? Because you're out of me, John, and you are on record on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook, on everything, saying you do not like PG. You're the biggest PG, not hater, but discreditor that I've ever seen. Like, period.
Because like I have to show y'all the video, but he literally talks like he is a top 5 player in the game,
Right?
all the time, and it's so annoying. He's like, "Oh, I'm back in my MVP season bag."
No.
Where did you go that season? You didn't go anywhere because Dame went like this. He went bye-bye to you, like in the first round. Like that's why I don't like him. But if you give him that, it's over.
My question was, do you give him more credit? Like, is this this season? Is it kind of giving you more credit than last season? Because last season you were just taking a dump all over this guy's name.
No, for sure. I would definitely give him credit. If they go deep in the playoffs and don't lose to the Nuggets in the second round, they at least make it to the conference finals, and he has a integral part of that run, then yeah, for sure, I'll give him credit. But
top 15 in the league right now?
Oh, yeah. No, he's top 15 based off his skill. Easily.
Okay.
But he has to do something in the playoffs. Like,
true, very true.
For
his legacy. For his legacy.
Regular season player or like first, 65, 70 games of the season, and then he disappears once the playoffs come. He'll have one game where like, oh, okay, maybe he's turning it around. And then he averaged 3 points, 4 points the rest of the series, or like 3 for 13 shooting. Like,
exactly.
He doesn't want to shoot. He doesn't make the shots that he takes. He turns the ball over, that's the Paul George that shows up in the playoffs. And he needs to get over that. Whether they win an NBA Finals or not, he needs to have a good showing in the playoffs.
And Kawhi can't carry him. That's like the biggest thing for me is I'm not scared, but like I'm worried that Kawhi will carry him so far that it'll look like PG had a part in it. No. PG has to hold his own weight. Like he cannot get carried by Kawhi and they go deep in the playoffs. Then I'm really going to be on his head. Like I'm going to be on his case for sure.
Okay. That answers my question.
But I mean, like I was saying, Dame and Gary Payton's defense, that's scary. But why are we not giving him any love? And I know my reason, but
I think just because, I mean, he's not the known for his defense, but like I don't think a defense is really going to impact his game or his team that much. Just because no matter what, they're still giving up 110 points. He's still going to put up 30 and 5 and 8 or 35 and 7, whatever he's doing. Like his numbers are still going to look great. I don't think his defense is really going to help him or his team much. But that's just me.
I like it.
I think that it's just like we've seen it before. Like I think a guard with very excellent defense and that is also a great offensive weapon, an elite offensive weapon, has been definitely seen before in my opinion. Nothing's coming to mind on top of my head. I just drew a blank, but I definitely think that the NBA sees more of, not as good, obviously very gifted defensively, but not as good offensively. But I mean, at the same time, it's like what I'm trying to say is ultimately that a point guard can have extremely good defense and still give you like 23 points a game. And that's basically what that is. But Dame is going to give you like 27 points a game is what I'm saying is like, there's not going to be a huge jump from Dame and that said point guard that I'm not referencing for some reason. I don't know. I guess
for me,
it's hard to explain, I guess.
I get what you're saying. For me, it's kind of like both y'all's points. You can't stop today's point guard.
Nah, not at all.
Even if you give him Gary Payton's defense, you're not stopping Russ. You're not stopping Curry from putting 25 on you. You're not stopping Luka from averaging a triple-double, regardless of whose defense you give him. Like, it's not happening the way the game is played. Another thing, too, that Dame, lacks, and I really, it bothers me because he's so ball dominant, is the fact that he's not a great playmaker. It really pisses me off because he has the ball all game, but you don't ever see him averaging a double-double consistently. And I think that's what's missing. I really don't think it's Gary Payton's defense. I think it's his playmaking ability.
But he's relied on so heavily on the offensive side. Again, same with Cat. I believe that Dame could be a great playmaker if he had a big that could shoot, if he had a small forward that can shoot, if he had just any help outside of CJ.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, the dump downs to Nurkic are going to get you 4 assists a game, but I mean, if you're not, if maybe his supporting cast is just a little bit better, he averages 7 assists a game, 8 assists a game, 9 assists a game. I think that's a big difference.
For sure.
I'll give that to Dame. I don't give Dame a lot because I
Fair enough. It's a tough battle. It's a tough point guard battle. It is.
It is.
We're going to move on to our next and only portion that I have remaining for us, and it is a NBA lineup challenge that I got from TikTok, actually. And we're just going to go through it one by one, y'all. Each one we're going to select, obviously, of our 5. So the first one out of this lineup challenge is a non-MVP point guard. Now, when I looked it up, it was tough. I'm not gonna lie. There was some good. I didn't even realize there was some pretty heavy competition in there. John, I'm gonna let you start off. Who you got and why?
I got Chris Paul.
Tough.
I got Chris Paul. I mean, he's can score decently, average 20 points a game in his career. Great playmaker, makes the right pass, makes the right play all the time, and just plays solid defense. I mean, I think he's like an 8-time all defensive player of the, or not player of the year, but all defensive NBA team. So I just think he has those skills that you want in a playmaker just to carry that offense. So I like Chris Paul. And had a couple of chances to win an MVP. But playing against LeBron, Kobe, all those guys didn't really pan out. But I think he's one of the most underappreciated players in the game, especially we saw what he did last year in OKC coming from the Rockets, and I think that was again my turning point. I've said it before, but that was whenever I kind of changed my thought on was the issue Chris Paul or James Harden. It clearly showed that the issue was James Harden.
Without a doubt. That's a great pick. I saw that, and I knew somebody was going to get it, so I really didn't want to do a double dip, but that's a great pick. Austin, you're up.
All right, well, if anybody that knows me, you're knowing that I'm going with Luka. Luka Doncic is a non-MVP point guard that has been considered for an MVP already. He would have been top 3 if he didn't miss like 50% of last season with an ankle injury. I'm obviously over-exaggerating, but 28 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists in his 3rd year. Generational talent. Next to Giannis, he's going to be the face of the NBA whenever LeBron leaves. The kid's already been considered for an MVP, like I said, and he's only in the NBA for 3 years. He was considered for the MVP in year 2. This guy is, and you can sit here and you can call him a whiner. Like, I understand that, but there's a very limited amount of people that can sit here and they can whine to refs, get calls, and those are the elites. You're not seeing Rodney Hood from the Blazers sit here and complaining to the refs because, there went John, complaining to the refs because he knows he's not that great. Like, he's a good NBA player, but he's not LeBron, he's not AD, he's not Luka, he's not Dame, he's not Steph, etc. But I got to give it to him. I mean, 28 points per game, 25 on your career, and you're only in the 3rd season. The Matador, El Matador, Swaggy L, Luka the Legend.
Don't ever do that again.
I just was naming. No, he's got nicknames on Basketball Reference, bro. Cool Hand, The Don, Wonder Boy, El Nino, Maravilla. Too easy. Like
no, don't ever do that. Ugh, that's ugly. I like it. I like the Luka pick a lot. I wasn't even like thinking like, oh, now like current point guards. That's a great pick. That's honestly.
I thought you were gonna go Dame, to be honest.
I was, and now I'm thinking that I might. No, I'm not gonna take it. Mine's gonna be Gary Payton. I think the way that I'm structuring my lineup is like I'm going to be like extremely focused on defense. So I'm going Gary Payton. He just needs to do his job. Just play defense, be an aggravator, facilitate the ball, hit open jump shots if you need to. I like Gary Payton a lot just because of the like he was what Pat Bev wants to be.
Facts.
That makes sense.
No, facts. 100% to the T. No, exactly.
He's exactly what you would want out of a like not dirty, but like a gritty point guard. But on the offensive end, he's not a liability. Like he can actually go get you a bucket. So mine's gonna be Gary Payton at the 1.
What do you average per game?
I want to say he averaged like less. It was less than 20. I want to say it was like 17, 18.
I'll look it up.
But for those of you who didn't know, John had to leave, had an emergency, so it's gonna be me and Austin for the rest of the day.
Okay, bet. He 16 a game.
All I need.
That's all I need. No, for real.
For sure. All right, moving on to number 2. Now, this lineup isn't necessarily the 2 guard, right? So for Austin, he could have a power forward that averaged less than 20. For me, it could be a center. But I'm gonna let you start off, Austin. Who is your second player in your lineup that averaged less than 20 points per game?
I'm sticking to some of my favorites. Manu Ginobili. He's a born champion. He's a born winner. Like you said, he averaged in his prime. Now his later numbers have definitely highly diluted his stats for the negative. For the worse. There you go. 17, 16, 20, 17, 15, 16. Like, in his prime, he'll give you a bucket. He just wasn't averaging 25 a game because he was with Tony and Tim. Like, any other team, this guy's averaging 25 a game. He's starting without a doubt. I mean, he averaged 4 and 4, shooting 45%, 37 from 3. Like, the ultimate role player, in my opinion. That's what role players should strive to be. And so I just got to give it to Manu.
I like it. I love it. When I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, Austin's gonna go with it, and you can't go wrong. Like you can't disagree with that pick at all, especially the fact that he was a technical number 3 option, but you put him on any other team in that era, and he's probably pushing for
one or two. Yeah, 1 or 2
easily. Mine is going to be Andre Iguodala, prime.
Oh.
Give me prime Iggy. We're talking about a guy who is 3-D in Philly. He was prime. He was 3-D and could probably jump over anybody he wanted easily.
It was over.
It was a wrap.
Like,
So it's scary because, like, on 2K, if for anybody who plays 2K, like that is exactly who you would need, like on your my team or whoever you're trying to create for your my player. That's who you create. Give me a 80 to 85 3-point shot, 99 athleticism, plus like 80s and up on defense.
Dog, you're definitely not wrong. Oh,
give me prime Iggy. Give me prime Iggy.
I have nothing to say about that. That's a great pick, honestly.
I had to. All right, number 3, role player from the 90s. This one was tough because we don't know nothing about the 90s.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we don't know nothing about the 90s.
But you got to choose one, Austin. Who is it?
Bro, give me Tony Kukoc. 6th man of the year. I mean, yeah, 6th man of the year whenever he was playing with Jordan, averaging 12 off the bench, but shooting 34 whenever a big at that time. Well, technically he's a small forward. Listed as small forward.
Yeah.
But, so he is my 3. I'm literally going in, like, order for some reason. It's kind of weird. But he is my 3. Shooting 34% from 3, 45% from the field. I mean, super efficient. Like, third option. At most, he was averaging 19 points a game off the bench. Like, it goes back to the same Luka thing, or Manu thing, you know. He was just the prime role player in the 90s, in my opinion, that you had to have on that team. He knew his place. Yep. He knew that he was playing with 2 of the greatest players to ever touch a basketball. And so, I just think, you know, I got to have Tony. Plus, he gives me height at the 3 and defense. And people don't know, but whenever he was the number 1 option with that Croatian team, outside that one game that was mentioned on the documentary, he was hooping.
Balling out. I'm going to agree with you 100% because I had Tony Kukoc. Well, I think you hit it right on the nose.
Yes!
You hit it right on the nose. He's literally all you need in a role player. Stand in the corner, hit open shots, play decent defense, and if you put him on any other team, he is a 1 or 2 option. Easily. If you don't play with Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, he's averaging 25 a game.
And he's still averaging 19 off the bench. Like,
I don't care. He's going to be an all-star if you put him on any other team that wasn't the Bulls. All right. So your lineup is Luka at the 1. Yep. I got Manu at the 2, Tony at the 3, correct?
Yep.
Mine is going to be Gary Payton, Iggy, and then Tony at the 3. 4. Give me a second-round draft pick.
Second-round draft pick. I'm sticking. If you haven't noticed, I've honestly all been foreign.
All foreign.
And I didn't mean that. I looked at my paper after it was all said and done. I was like, something ain't right here. Nikola Jokic.
Yep.
Nikola freaking Jokic. How did he slip to the second? I don't know. How did he actually? He was coming off the bench, and he was behind Nurkic in his early days. I don't know how. But I don't think I have to really state why. 27, 11, and 9 this season. 57%, 40% from 3. God, man, the guy's unfair.
Yeah, he's a cheat code. I think, like, literally, his flaw is defense. Without a doubt, he gets fried every night on defense. Yeah. But the fact that you are averaging a triple-double as a center,
unheard of.
Mind-blowing. Like, it makes up for the fact that you can't guard anybody. I don't care.
He's my 5, by the way. He's my 5. My 4 is the next one.
So this is my 5 as well. My second-round pick is going to be Marc Gasol. Once again, don't know how. He's a second-round draft pick. I don't know how, if you're a Gasol brother, don't know how he slipped to the second. But give me prime Memphis Grizzlies Gasol. Knocking down an open jumper, pick and pop. I mean, he won Defensive Player of the Year. We can argue about how he didn't deserve it. But he won Defensive Player of the Year. So you're talking about a defensive monster, plus on offense. And the fact that, like, he's a Gasol, so you know he's coming with the IQ. All I need.
Facts.
So that's well. But so the last one is a power forward for both of us, right?
Yeah, power forward for both of us. You got to also realize that Marcus Gasol almost not single handedly. I mean, he has Zach Randolph and Mike Conley, but he was the number one option on a team that was the first 8 seed to be a number 1 seed in the Spurs, and he was taking the Grizzlies to the Western Conference Finals. Like, if he would have had a bench, that team could have made a finals.
Easily. And if Tony Allen could hit a jump shot.
That's also true. Very true. Once again, Gary Payton, what Tony Allen wanted to be.
Yeah, exactly. That's all they wanted to be was Gary Payton. All right, here we go. Last one. Kind of hard, not going to lie. Retired player for at least 10 years that is not currently in the Hall of Fame. Who you got?
Bro, Chris Webber.
God.
Dude, are we the same? Really? Yes.
For a reason. We are brothers for a reason.
Oh my God. 21 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 48%, 30% from 3, which was actually good back then. But, I mean, Fab 5 member. At most he was 25, 27, 25, 23. He just, I can't say enough. I mean, the guy was, he was so undervalued for some reason. He didn't get the shine that he should have, and the dude was an absolute monster. And you go back to those days, you only hear about LeBron, Timmy, Manu, Chauncey Billups, the Lakers boys, and I'm just like, why wasn't Chris Webber given that love? I mean, his prime was his prime was from about. I mean, since he got into the NBA to, maybe about the 2005 to 2006 season. I mean, man, he really was not talked about.
He's a dog. He was a dog. Him and Jason Williams on that Kings team, unfair.
Different.
Unfair. He's just one of those guys that's like, you talk about when you say like, oh, if they weren't injured, like what kind of career would they be having? If he wasn't injured, I'm calling it out. Top 5 power forward of all time. Easily.
Let's see. Did he ever? He never played a full season.
I think it was a knee. I think it was his knee or leg or something like that.
Yeah, it was his knee. He never played a full season his entire career.
Yeah, that's tough.
I mean, I don't know. I just find it so hard. He never played a full season, but he made All-Star. What is that? 6 times? No, 5 times. My fault. 5 times without playing a full season. It's just he was something different. Now, do you have any honorable mentions?
No, I did not. That's actually a good point. I didn't have any. What's yours?
Now, see, I was actually just asking just to ask. I didn't have any either, but
I didn't have.
I mean, you could have gone Dame.
A lot. Yeah, I'm about to say a lot of it is the point guard one is actually because I didn't actually like think about. Oh man, Dame, Luka. I mean, you can add
Steph. Oh no, Steph is already one of them.
Like you could talk about like prime Mike Conley. Like I don't know. I'm just like thinking of names. Like I didn't think about like current point guards. That didn't even come to mind.
There's one that I thought about also. I actually remember now. If I'm right, let me just look real quick, just to make sure that I'm talking about for the non-points per 20 points per game player, averaged 17 in his career. Rip Hamilton.
That's a good one. I saw him too. I did see him too. Dude,
I mean, he was a monster on defense.
Monster on defense, and you're talking about a mid-range maestro, boy.
He was really, really good.
Coming off the screen, yes, that's automatic.
No facts, for sure.
Well, that's all we got for today's podcast. Gotta cut it short because I'm hungry. And I got some mac and cheese and sausage waiting for me. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
True.
Hey, man, also, it was good seeing you, man. It was good getting back on here again with y'all. I mean, John got cut short, but we definitely got to do this again, bro.
Yeah, no, for a fact, 100%.
Probably next episode, probably next week, let's look for a round 1 mock draft of the NFL 2021 class.
Bet, say less. Same time,
All right.
Wednesdays.
Yeah,
You want to make
probably.
it let's just make it a Wednesday thing. This is us planning because we always plan everything. So it's like that way Nick can have his own stuff, I have my own stuff, and then we have some stuff together. So it's just like
That's fine.
yeah.
I love it.
Wednesdays.
Wednesdays.
Think about it.
Wednesdays.
Yeah. Oh well, no. Wait,
I'll
what
let
is
you know.
today? Is today Thursday?
It's a Thursday.
It is Thursday. Oh, my fault. I thought it was Wednesday. Yeah, let's do Thursdays. Forget it. Why not?
Say less. I like it. We'll figure out something.
Yeah, we'll figure out something.
All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all coming out. And y'all know how we got to exit.